Hello and welcome to The United Stand. This is your latest Manchester United transfer news, where we talk about all the latest Manchester United transfer news and give it that real fan opinion. And after the bank holiday weekend in the UK, we've got absolutely bloody loads to talk about today. As you can see, the names are on the bottom. One of those, which is exactly why I love the transfer window. It will bring me a lot more joy and excitement than a Griezmann story or a Bale story any day of the week. But let me start off with the Bale story before we get to the juicy bit. What I want to say about Gareth Bale to Manchester United, or wherever he's going to go, Simon Stone in the BBC said yesterday, Spurs have got the buyout clause with the buyback clause, just like United have got with Memphis. But Spurs cannot afford Bale, so they might have a buyback clause, but they're basically going to have to say, take a huge pay cut or we can't even join the party. So Spurs are out of that party the minute he left. They can't bring him back. So Spurs aren't relevant. But what is relevant is what we spoke about yesterday. Ronaldo, Bale. Who do you want? Who do you want? Well, I can tell you, a lot of people wanted Bale, a lot of people wanted Ronaldo. It was more or less a 50-50 split. But where you sit on that doesn't really matter. Rio Ferdinand was spot on what he said. Gareth Bale was meant to be the heir to the throne at Real Madrid of Ronaldo, but it's not quite worked like that. I wouldn't say they dislike each other, but I think Ronaldo just always wants to be number one wherever he is. It's the greatness of Ronaldo. It's what drives Ronaldo. And Bale's always sort of been the second party. He won in the final on Saturday. He is a world-class player on his day, Gareth Bale. But I'll tell you what, I'll tell you this for free. For all those people who are saying Bale's not coming to United, Ronaldo's not coming to United, I don't know why they're Scousers. Maybe that's who's saying it, but I see a lot of people are saying it. The reality is, next season, Bale and Ronaldo will not be at Real Madrid. One of them's going this summer. And if one of those goes, United should be at the front of the queue. That's the bottom line. That is. Am I wrong? I'm not wrong. He's not wrong. I'm not wrong. Because if Bale or Ronaldo leave Real Madrid, then Manchester United should be trying to be at the front of that queue for either of those players. Now, we may not need attackers. Mourinho probably has no intention of signing an attacker. But when players like that become available, Manchester United must go for them. And again, Rio Ferdinand's right. If Bale becomes available, he should come to Manchester United and be that star, be that leader. Because we can. I saw people yesterday saying, well, Mourinho loves Lukaku. He's not. Where's Ronaldo going to play because Mourinho loves Lukaku? Are you having a laugh? Is he having a laugh? Where's Ronaldo going to play because Mourinho loves Lukaku? Lukaku can go and sweep the car park. Ronaldo's like the best player in the world. And Gareth Bale is infinitely better than Lukaku. It doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter. If a player of that quality comes along, it's like if Toni Kroos came along. I don't care how good Matic is. Off, get on your bike, mate. You know, this is what I mean. I don't think United need to sign an attacker. As we were talking about Martial last night, it's very encouraging. But the reality is, if a player like this becomes available, you have to move for it. As a Manchester United football club, you have to go for players like that. And I'll tell you what, Ronaldo and Bale won't be at Real Madrid next year. So United need to get to the front of the queue with one of those players. Of course, the big thing about Bale is, would he want to come to Manchester United? You lot have spoken about this a lot. We talk about, oh, let's do this, let's do that, and we fall into this transfer window bubble. But what about these players look at it and go, I don't want to play for Mourinho. What? The amount of chances they create, I'm not going there, and that could be an issue, and that could come back and bite us. But money talks, and actually I think the coaching staff changes are going to make us more attacking, so maybe that's the promise we can sell. But I think Bale is realistic. I'm not going to say it's going to happen, but I think it's realistic. One of those two players will leave Real Madrid. Let's get on to Fred. Fred is in England. He's coming into England to play. I think they're playing a friendly against Costa Rica at Liverpool this week. And this is what the Manchester Evening News were on about last week, saying that this will be the week that he gets done because he can do the medical and they can announce the deal. So it could be a very, very, very big week around Fred coming to Manchester United. Now, what I would say about that is I like Fred because he's a different sort of midfielder to what we've got. He's small, he's quick, he's skillful, he's box to box. We haven't really got anybody like that. So I'd welcome that signing. But as I said on the show last night, and it did kick off, if you've not seen last night's show, make sure you watch it, me, Sophie and Flex. I was quite blunt about it. If it's Fred and that's our midfield this summer, I'm sorry, not good enough, Manchester United. We've got a big gap to close above us. You've got to be going for high echelon players, the top of the top, the creme de la creme. You've got to go for them. I think Fred's a step in the right direction, but Milinkovic-Savic, we've got to be in there for that. We've got to go and get the best. We've got a gap to close, not only in England, but in Europe, and Fred's not going to close that gap. Shakhtar Donetsk's best player is not going to make us close a gap on Man City. He's good, and it's a step in the right direction, but we need somebody else, and somebody very, very good. So Fred looks like it's going to happen this week. He's in England, and that deal's obviously been done for a couple of weeks. So hopefully we'll get that over the road very, very soon. But this is the one I wanted to talk to you about. My pronunciation is not going to be very good on this. He was formerly at Sampdoria. He's just turned 23 years of age. He's 6'2". He's a centre-back who can play centre defensive midfield, but he's more of a centre-back, and his name is SKRINIAR. He's Slovakian, plays for Inter Milan at the moment. Milan, SKRINIAR. And this is a player that Manchester United and Manchester City are apparently both after. Now, I don't really believe this Man City United nonsense anymore. I think it's just a way to add an edge to a transfer story. But it is interesting because Mourinho does have good connections with Inter Milan. And everyone's going on about Toby Alderweireld and how close that deal is. But actually, I'd go for this guy every day of the week. I do watch a lot of Italian football, as people who watch the That's Football channel will know. And he's been a revelation, actually, at Inter Milan this season. They've made Champions League football, and he is. I tell you what, this is what you should be going for. This is what United should be going for. This is what Mourinho should be going for, because what he's done in Italy over the last couple of years, especially this year in Inter Milan, is sensational. He's only just turned 23. He's an absolute beast of a centre-back. He's very similar to sort of a Vidic sort of player. He's a leader, even though he's 22. He's exactly what Manchester United need. He's not somebody who's going to be on the injury table like Bailly or Phil Jones. He's not somebody who's going to bottle a tackle like Smalling. He is bang on, absolutely granite, and he would be brilliant for Manchester United. The problem is, Inter Milan have just gone in the Champions League. Inter Milan have got a bit of money, and Inter Milan don't want to sell him, even though there's a reported £53 million bid. But this is the sort of signing that gets me excited. This is the sort of signing that Eric Bailly was a couple of years ago. This is the sort of signing Manchester United should be making. Somebody who you buy them now and they go on to be at the club for 6, 7, 8 years, and they go on to be one of the best centre-backs in the world. Toby Alderweireld is one of the best centre-backs in the world at the moment, but he's only going to be that for a minimum of a year. Maybe not even that, because he's on the downward curve. He is getting a lot of injuries, and he's nearly 30. This SKRINIAR lad would be absolutely brilliant. I don't think we're going to get it done, but it really excited me when I was sort of reading about it, because he's exactly what we need. And Mourinho's expertise around making defenders go up a level is unparalleled. He would be absolutely brilliant. I wish we could do the deal. I know a lot of you won't have heard of him, but it really got me excited. Really got me excited, because that's what we should be buying. Not people touching 30. We should be buying people like that who are ready, leaders already at 23, but are going to get better and better and better. So I was excited about that, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. Another player that has been linked to United before, a centre-back, Stefan de Vrij, who is Dutch, who was nearly coming to us under Van Gaal. He went to Lazio instead. He's going to Inter Milan. Well, straight away I thought the same thing. Oh, he's a centre-back and he's going to Inter Milan. Oh, right, okay. Well, hopefully. You never know. You never know with SKRINIAR, it could happen. We've also been linked to Jack Grealish, which I just find really, really odd. I mean, I live in the Midlands, and he's a player with great, great talent, but consistency was always his problem. He's not been bad in the Championship this year, but he certainly does not fit the bill as a Jose Mourinho sort of signing as well. I mean, I think he probably will be looking to move from Aston Villa with them not making the Premier League in the playoffs, but I don't see him as a United player at all. He's the sort of player that if United signed him, we'd have to loan him out. I think if he's going to go somewhere, it's probably going to be a Bournemouth or something like that. I don't see anything in that deal at all. I just really, really, really don't see that United could do anything with that. Luke Shaw's interesting. Luke Shaw, I think it was in the Daily Mail, wants to stay and fight for his place. You know what? I'm just going to be totally honest about this now. I want Luke Shaw to stay and I want Anthony Martial to stay. But I was looking around on social media last night, and there's a lot of people, like, I think they were trying to be positive about it, but actually they're a bit annoyed. They want Alexandro now. They were thinking Martial was going, and they were thinking we might go and get somebody really good. And that's always the danger about the transfer window. The season ends, there's no football, so your focus is on the transfer window, and you become very enthralled in the transfer window, and you want United to be the winner in the transfer window. You want us to go and buy these players and be the winner and flex our muscles. But then you're like, oh, we might not get a left back because Luke Shaw's going to stay now. Oh, we might not be getting an attack because Martial's going to stay now. And I think people are happy about that, but I think they're also like, oh, we're not going to get Sandro then. We're not going to get Bale then. You know, and that is very similar to the Pogba thing. We might not get Milinkovic-Savic because we're going to stick with Pogba. And I think people are a bit frustrated. Some fans are a bit frustrated with that because they're like, well, he's had 2 years. He's been bloody inconsistent. Get rid of him. And I think that it's always a very interesting transfer window because maybe people feel like that. I don't feel like that about Martial. With Luke Shaw, I think with Luke Shaw, Mourinho's just got to play him every week. And he's got to accept he's going to make mistakes. And I think some fans just feel that he should just go. I don't think Luke Shaw staying will necessarily stop us signing somebody, but it could be a factor. It could be a factor. Anyway, give us your thoughts below. Get dropping your like on the video. Please do support Transfer Daily. Share the video and give us your thoughts below about what you think. I personally think Bale or Ronaldo will leave Real Madrid and then United should be at the front of the queue. Fred, this week, SKRINIAR, what do you think of him? The Inter Milan centre-back. Would you rather have him or would you rather we did go for Toby Alderweireld? Luke Shaw, big topic there. Do you want Shaw to stay or do you think we should go for Alexandro? Lots and lots to talk about. Thanks everyone for watching. Back tonight at 8 o'clock unless something happens in the day, which it might do. If you're interested in your FIFA career modes, Goldbridge live streams my channel starting at lunchtime today. The World Cup FIFA download is available. I'm going to do in England and see how far I can take them. But we'll keep you updated on the United Stand. Thanks for watching. Drop a like and give us your thoughts.